Okay, I'll call this meeting of the Park and Recs Commission to order. First order of business tonight is the approval of the minutes. Everybody had a chance to read them? Comments or motion?
I move to approve.
I second.
Got a motion and a second, and we appreciate Nick being our permanent secretary here and taking minutes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Taking my notes right out of my mind.
Any objection to unanimous approval of the minutes? All right. They stand approved as read. Okay, so tonight we have Tim with us to give the parks report. So let's hear.
Okay. Kind of some of the same things from month to month. Some of the main building maintenance things we kind of do every month, it seems like. Some of the newer things, we installed a new sink and hot water heater in the rec center bike shelter, I guess what we call it, but the custodial maintenance building that we turn the bike shelter in. We pretty much got that all wrapped up and turned it over. We do have to put some siding on the outside of it, but we're waiting until it gets warmer. So that's pretty much all done and ready. Continued to work on equipment this month, just preventative maintenance. We had to repair some winter equipment stuff that gets broke. Got through all that stuff. We constructed a new water tank. It's a big, you'll see some photos here too. Just with increased landscaping duties, just watering all the thousands of plants and things, especially when we have a summer like last year.
That's impressive that you built.
Yep.
That.
We've got two other ones, so we build a third one. So
is that so that you can put that into the trucks?
Yep. We use skid loader and with forks, and we just lift it up into the back of basically a mini dump truck. Yep. So we built that. We have to paint that yet, but that's all built. Just trash and dog waste stations. That's kind of a every week thing all month long. So we began some turf seeding projects, just fixing areas along trails from snow removal, and then some other areas that get beat up and tore up throughout the year and stuff, just to help get things going for the season here. With the warmer weather, we've started doing actually some landscape maintenance. Brian, kind of our head guy for our landscape crew, he started actually doing pre-emergent and stuff like that, just to help keep the weed pressure down. Did some few broken limbs, cleanup, I guess. It was just, I think mainly just from the heavy snow we had in January. Disassembled the ice rink. That was kind of a fail this season, but didn't really ever get to use it, open it up. So we did get it all taken down and out of the way. And then we did get some new pickleball nets. Got two new ones. They're portable. So you kind of lift up one end and you kick these wheels underneath, and then you can roll it off to the side. So there's the 6 permanent ones, and then we have these 2 that we put on one of the tennis courts. So we actually have 8 pickleball courts now too. So, but when tennis needs to use it, then they can just roll them off to the side and use it as a tennis court yet. Guy and one of our other guys met with NLCBS, just regarding field usage, future improvements to the ball fields complex for this upcoming baseball, softball season. Guy also attended multiple meetings with Shive Hattery, city building construction, the new city hall building, next stage at Centennial, the Fox Run Park Pond Trail, and then also the community center lot improvements with the CIP planning of that. We also had all of us full-time staff for the parks, we attended the 68th annual Shade Tree Short Course in Ames. It was just a 2-day conference, so that was good, I guess, to get away. We had some newer guys of our full-time staff that had never been to it, so it was good for them to go and get to experience all that.
What kind of stuff do you talk about?
It's just all tree maintenance. It's a lot of landscape horticulture type of stuff. We sit through kind of some different classes. There's a lot of safety classes as far as climbing trees and some of that type of stuff too. Yeah, so it's just a 2-day thing that we go and stay there in Ames for the night and then have class the second day too. So
Were some new trees planted somewhere this spring? I see. Yet?
No, nothing yet. We had some last fall. We did. Yep, at the rec center at the islands there. We did. Actually, while we were at that Shade Tree Short Course, Guy ran into Randy Ranshaw. You'll see the photo there, who is a descendant of the Ranshaw family with the house and stuff here. So that was kind of interesting. He kind of spotted us, I guess, with our North Liberty jackets and stuff we had. So
Why was he there? What was his?
Yeah.
I wasn't part of the conversation.
It's where you
Guy
go when you're
was,
into shade
yeah,
trees.
yep. So yeah, they kind of talked. I don't know exactly why he was there or whatever, but Guy got his whole story and he was
History.
Yep, he was pretty knowledgeable about the whole history of everything. So it was kind of neat to run into somebody. And then I guess lastly, just still looking for seasonal employees. We've done some interviews. We've got about 4 hired out of our 12 to 14-ish that we're looking to hire for the summer. So
Just wondering, what age do you start hiring for seasonal workers?
they have to be 18 years old.
All right.
Yep.
Got a couple more years for my kid.
Yep. That's just a city rule, I guess. Yep.
Because I was wondering if like you did high schoolers, but I guess because they
Yeah.
run machinery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
You'll have to start them at the rec instead,
Yeah.
and then they can switch to
Yeah.
parks once they're
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
kid got to
You-
work.
Have you already started looking for people too?
Oh yeah, Ashley's
Trying to get, okay.
Lifeguards.
lifeguards, swim lesson, aides,
Concessions.
concessions. That's full already. So
How many people do you normally hire? Sorry.
50 to 100, I think, is
Wow.
That's a lot.
for part-time staff
Well, it takes-
during the summer.
That's great that people can work in their community though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of staff. Mhm. So back to the trees, are there plans for trees this spring that you know of?
We did apply for the Tree City USA grant. I'm pretty sure we did receive that. I don't recall exactly where those are going. I want to say somewhere in Penn Meadows, but I don't know for sure. But it'll be 10 to 12 trees again, kind of like we normally do. We would just get $1,000 grant that goes towards that. So
So is that like a state grant or a like U.S. government grant?
state, yeah.
State.
Yeah.
Okay. And they just give out money for trees every year.
Yep. You have to apply and kind of show how much money you spend on trees and tree care and stuff. You have to meet a criteria based on your number of per capita, I guess, for your size city. So
And we've
Yep.
gotten it how many years
Yeah, I was
straight?
gonna say, isn't that something that last year-
8 years,
Yeah.
I want to
That's
say
great
now.
though.
So
Do we water during the winter with this drought?
yeah, we haven't. We do water clear up until it frosts essentially. But yeah, once the ground kind of got a little hard, I guess this winter, yeah, we didn't.
We're hearing so much about drought.
Yeah, it's extreme. I just saw that on the news.
Yep.
How much work is it for the ice rink setup and removal, knowing it was sort of a wasted year this year? Like, is it a significant amount of work and effort?
It's a full day to set it up, and part of that first full day is starting to fill it with
Sure.
water. It always kind of takes the second day to get enough water in it.
Right.
And then, yeah, it's another day to get it torn
Man,
out.
that's
It's too bad.
Of course, when we went to tear it out, it did have some ice in it.
Sure.
So we had to kind of tear half of it and pushed it. And I guess even in the photo, you can see we were
Chunks of
actually
stuff.
pulling out ice chunks just to get the rest of the plastic out of the way and stuff. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too bad.
That's
Yeah,
a bummer.
it's-
That's a lot of work.
Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Usual winter. that's
Yep.
for-
Yep.
But you know, if you didn't put it up, you know what would have happened?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We would have had
Would have had,
exact. Yep.
Best winter ever.
Exactly.
yeah.
Ice skating. Yeah.
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 Those pickleball nets are very well received. I've
Mm.
been there a few times when the weather was nice and people are ecstatic
Yeah.
about them.
It's the positive. Sad we didn't have ice skating, but
Yep.
pickleball seasons can come
Mhm.
early.
Yep.
so
It did come early.
it's
Yep.
Mhm.
one of the-
I think the pickleballers are an important constituency, maybe more so than the ice skaters.
They're everywhere.
There.
Yeah.
Each aspect of it. but that's-
Every age too.
They are, I tell you.
Any other
It's a-
tough questions for Tim?
Is there any, so what's going on at the dog park with the push in on the, is there any,
Off the lot
Yeah.
there. It's just a huge ravine there, so we've had a lot of just more junk dirt, I guess you'd call it, and just trying to gain some more space for possibly expanding things and just
because
having
you know
more
everybody's
room
thinking
there.
that that's what's going to happen. You're going to,
Yeah, yep. So yeah, we've actually had, I don't know, like Aldi's up here that's getting built. They had a bunch of dirt that they need to get rid of. So we've
Oh.
been in contact with construction groups and stuff around town, and they can take their dirt out there as long as they keep helping us push it in, I guess. So
That's cool.
Yep.
Place for dumping dirt.
yep, yeah,
As long as it's just dirt.
yeah,
Stuff
yeah,
like that.
yep,
Yeah, we don't want that word dump.
yeah. No,
I want to thank you for cleaning the pet waste at the Centennial Park because when you after that did that, the following weekend was super busy. The kids
Oh,
were there. Yeah.
Very good.
yeah.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Tim.
Yep.
Now we'll move on to Shelley's report. All right.
The month of February is basically just regular programming, meetings, and operations. The big events during February was the Beat the Bitter events, and then that went through the end of February. And then staff starts looking ahead to summer programming, so summer ideas we're starting to throw around during the month of February. Upcoming events include the Optimus Pancake Breakfast this Saturday. Matt Messick is doing an Operation Leprechaun the 9th through the 17th. Rexters have their spring break next week. And then swim lessons. The next session of swim lessons begins the 18th. And then on the 23rd and 24th is our extravaganza events, which is the Bunny Clue Trail, the egg coloring, and then that's on both those events. Actually, part of the Bunny Clue Trail is also the petting zoo. We had that last year. That's all done downstairs at the Jardine Conference Center, and then the petting zoo is to the east off that doorway path. And then on Sunday is when Ashley does her underwater egg hunt event. So that was all part of that extravaganza events. So that will be coming up and what we've been preparing for. And then we are closed on actually Sunday, Easter Sunday, the 31st. So that is one holiday where we do close down the facility. Rest of the information in the report is my general reporting of numbers as far as database. ALCO programming continues to be strong. You can see the numbers there as far as which classes are more popular than others, but we have about 63 registered, and that does not include like the drop-in individuals. Let's see. Under swim lessons, the private lessons run a little bit different. They only go 4 classes where the other group is extended out. And so you'll see under the report there was during February, we just had another session of private lessons that included about 40 participants. The next group lessons will start in March, actually middle of the month, March 18th, I think I just mentioned, is when those start back up. League-wise, I don't know, Brian, if you want to touch on anything in particular.
Well, they're starting the youth leagues, the recreation leagues are done. We had our tournament for the 5th and 6th grade last weekend. Men's league is done this weekend. Co-ed volleyball goes a few more weeks. Rookie basketball's got done in the middle of last month. That's about it.
Hey, Brian, I got asked are there any senior leagues?
As in how
Basketball, nothing?
we've tried some, but nothing. We've tried like a 35 and older, or we've tried things like that, but we don't get enough interest to do it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Some individuals want to do it, but not like a team of people. So
Maybe in a few years as the population ages a little bit.
maybe.
It's kind of weird. Once in a while we hear some interest and then we try it and then
we try, and
we
then
just
we get
don't
a
get
couple
enough.
teams, but
Yeah.
not enough to
Yeah.
make it worthwhile. So
Is there a pickleball league?
Jonathan is doing some lessons currently, and then with the summer brochure, which comes out next week with registration starting April 1st, he does have a league in there planned.
For pickleball.
For
So maybe
pickleball.
that'll-
there's going to be a tournament also out at the Penn Meadows Park. There's going to be a
Cool.
pickleball tournament.
Oh, when?
I don't know what the dates are.
I don't
Like sooner or later?
I'm going to say later.
Okay.
Well, it has to be because then the
Summertime,
cucumbers
yeah.
are ripe. Get it? Pickleball. Oh, come on.
That
It
was
wasn't that bad. It
let's
made you all smile. Didn't it?
we did have our first, speaking of tournaments, we did have our first euchre tournament.
Nice.
Zach, one of our full timers, put that on. Came up with that idea. We had 12 teams of 2, and it was received well. And we're actually looking at doing kind of a pickleball play, I guess you would say, on Fridays afternoons after our senior dining
Good idea.
on Fridays
Yeah.
to kind of tie in with that. So that's also in the upcoming summer brochure. So just trying to spur off of some new things that may or may not have had interest. So that's something to look forward here. We also, in the report, is just normal pool information as far as revenues from pool passes, daily fees, rentals, etc. Rest of the report is pretty basic information that I do every month, and so I'm open to any questions you might have.
We had the baseball field lottery, not this Wednesday, but the weekend or the week before. There was about 45 teams that came for that to sign up. We have 2 fields that we rent out. Kosher and Quail are the 2 fields we rent out. So,
Will you explain how that lottery goes?
yep.
How
So
that works?
Yep. So they come in, they get a bingo ball, or we have them pick a bingo ball, and that's their number for their lottery. And then basically it's like a snake draft. So it goes 1 to 45 and 45 to 1. And we just go back and forth till there's nobody left in the room. So it's pretty good. It goes pretty quickly because we only have 2 fields. I know Coralville, it takes them about 3 hours to do theirs. Doesn't sound like a lot of
So
fun.
you go
but
week by week, or you go like Mondays at 5?
Nope, they pick whatever they want.
Oh.
So they have April, May, and June that they can pick from on those 2 fields, either 5 to 6:30 or 6:30 to 8, and they go through till they're done, and they tell me they're done. They bring their ping pong ball up and walk out. So yeah. But ours takes about an hour, and like I said, Coralville's, they have more fields to rent out, so theirs takes about 3 hours. So
I'm thinking about baseball. Did we gain parking spaces at Penn Meadows with all the redone parking and alignment? Do we feel like going to be better parking over there?
Yep.
Yeah. 'Cause that's a
It looks really nice.
busy place.
Yeah, it does.
it'll be
look
better,
nice.
but there's still going to be
There's
there's tournaments. They'll still be
Tournaments,
everywhere.
they'll still
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
overflow.
Well, they park down in
Oh
Arlington.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Well, a lot of them try to avoid paying, so they'll park anywhere just to walk from another direction because they can't have
from a different side.
they can't have pay places everywhere. So sometimes
Oh, that's why?
sometimes yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
because when they come from our area, they walk right through the backyards of another house or whatever, and yeah, there's
I
nobody.
should just
there.
set up a little stand.
There you go.
There you go.
My granddaughter.
Yep.
Shelley, I have just a
Donate
question,
to baseball.
about-
Yeah.
kind of in conjunction with what Tim was talking about with parks, with the new city administration building. When that's complete, are you gaining any space at the rec center that other departments would be vacating? I'm thinking like communications is there right now. Are they going over to the new building?
Yes, communications office, actually. Right now, the plan is Brian and Jonathan to move into that office space. And then Brian's old office, Micah, who's with communications, she's staying at the rec center. So she'll go into Brian's old office, and then the office behind the front desk there right now is Jonathan and Matt. So Matt would have it plus a space for like part-time staff or some of our full-time front desk staff if they need to get away from the front desk operations and do reports or something, then they can use that office
So just
area too.
repurposing or repeopling the space as it is,
Yep.
not changing it.
Yep.
Okay.
Just moving people around. Yeah.
You're gonna miss out on your friends at the play area there.
I know,
Make a lot of
I know.
friends.
Micah will get to enjoy them now if
Yeah.
they just walk in and yeah. I always have a basketball or something. They always want to come and grab the basketball and play around with it. But I get a lot of friends that just walk right in and
You're so popular.
yes, I get little kids and seniors. Those are the two people that tend to like me. So
Some people will still know where to find you, you know.
I need to prepare some candies.
Then we'd all walk in.
yes, that's true. Yes.
Sure, in
So
the
it'll be
next-
a little quieter in a room with a door shut, and yeah, it'll be other than the weights are above us, so we hear.
Yeah.
I know they always talk about how they hear the weights drop, and so I'll get to hear that when I'm in that office.
New sound.
Yeah,
Better signage up there, no dropping the weights, right?
yeah. Yep.
Or you'll see them run up there more often going, hey, who's doing that?
I'm sure in the next couple of months, we'll probably hear more about swimming pool and the outdoor
Mm.
coming soon. I don't know if you already have a projected opening date for the pool.
Not necessarily. I mean, it could be Memorial Day weekend.
Mhm.
It all depends on staffing, if they're still in school or not in school, and how many we have. So it's still up in the air. If it's
But
not
even
Memorial.
if it turns 80 degrees in April, we won't be open.
No, we will not be open, unfortunately. No. The
We don't know. what
indoor pool is
climate's
open
gonna-
if you want
Yes,
your
there you
swimming.
go. There
So
we go. Mhm.
Shelley, I'm
Oh,
I'm
yep.
sorry.
No.
I'm just curious how budget conversations are going for Parks and Rec or for Rec, I guess, for FY25.
well, there was, let's see, I'm trying to think. We submitted our budgets. They did come back and ask a percent of the general fund users to reduce their budgets. And so that was based on part of the general fund, what amount, a percentage of the general fund. But then after they learned more information from the state, we did get information from City Hall that they were able to make changes and add that back into the budgets.
Oh, that's
Not
good.
all of it, but some of it. So that helped. So it's going to be here approved, I think, here soon.
Where do you anticipate the biggest impacts being?
Right
Sorry, I don't
now,
want to put you on the spot.
no,
just curious.
that's fine. I mean, again, operational wise, we submit and then they kind of, every year we get asked to reduce or how can we stay within what their projections are from City Hall. So I see the biggest thing is the capital projects and those types of projects. Again, with the facility aging, that's the biggest one I'm pushing is here's what's next needed and where is that funding coming from to do those projects. This year, I know the weight and exercise equipment that is normally 50,000 earmarked for that is down to what they say
20.
15 or 20, 15 or 20,000. So it's just kind of manipulating some of our normal asks if there's other things coming down. And again, year after year, it's going to be more and more the big capital projects. Parking lot, I think we discussed that maybe last month too, that this next fiscal year, there's, I think, 50,000 set aside for just design and how we're going to work it. And then phase one will be the west and east sides. And so there'll be a earmark for that as phase one. Phase two is the south end of the south side of the parking lot. And then phase three is the north side. Again, we can't close down the parking lot and not have access. So that's why we're kind of planning ahead on what's phase 1, 2, and 3 to get that done. I do want to, another big project is the aquatics is the pool duct socks. That's the air vent runs that go across the pool. They are failing to the point of we had our maintenance staff tie them up with rope right now to keep them up. And so that's another big project that we want to get those redone. The biggest thing there is you have to drain the pool in order to bring the lift in to do that work. So when is a good time to close the indoor pool? So we're trying to plan that type of thing. And then I'd like to do the aquatic bathrooms like we did the rec bathrooms.
Those are
Right
nice.
now it's cement, block, and paint. And it just, after wear and tear, and we're 20 years plus now, the block and the paint seems to, it looks dirty, but it's not dirty. You know, it's cleaned every day, but it just has that look. So I'd like to go in and get those redone in the tile that we did like on the rec side. So that's another big capital project, let alone what else might pop up as we age. So
Is there like a long-term, I should probably know this being on here, but is there a long-term strategic plan for the rec center and growth? And
we currently have, what we're working from is we sat down with Shive and said, you know, of that facility, current facility, what is kind of a checking point of things that need to take place and prepare for as things age out. So that was it was called a facility assessment plan that we worked with Shive Hattery on. So that's what we're following to then take these projects and year to year put in for budget figures.
It's more for upkeep than it is for expansion or anything
Right.
new.
Right.
It's
Just
more
holding
just
on.
keeping basically what's
Right.
there and
So
giving
that's
facelifts to certain areas that need to be
because really, if you
facelifted.
look at the numbers, it's a very used facility.
yeah.
You know, I mean,
Right.
a lot of people
It's packed in
use
there
it.
on the
So
weekends.
To me, that
It's
tells
busy.
you that it's not like there's only 2 or 3 people that are walking through there during the day.
Yeah.
This overall, the city did the goal setting plan, comprehensive plan. That is out there too, I believe, on the city website. And actually, city department heads met with every 2 years. We meet with what do you call it? A advisors group to do goal setting. We kind of go through what has been accomplished, what are some new ideas or what are we looking forward in the future. That was just done Monday. So this group works with the department heads first, and then they meet with council and do the same thing, and then they all put all the information together and type out and to a report. So as far as the future, like you're talking about, that's coming up here.
Do they do any sort of community outreach with that then too? Polling or, community wants, needs, is that, I'm assuming that's got to be part of the planning process at some point to gauge
That whole
what people
community,
want.
Yeah,
that
we
whole
do it like the
community,
last couple
community plan
Last year.
which was last year. I know,
Was
Richard,
it
you were
last
part
year?
of
or
that.
the
was a
year
couple
before?
of- it was
a couple years ago.
I felt like it lasted for a
Because
while.
remember, it started at 10.
It was a
Rose, and
process.
then
Yeah.
They did like another one at the rec.
And it was like
center.
online.
Okay, I
You
must have
could do
missed
stuff
that. Okay.
online. Yeah.
There's a
And-
comprehensive
Mhm.
20-year.
Yeah.
What was that specific? I guess I'm thinking specifically for parks and recreation. Like if there's a
It was a
way-
piece
it
of
was a piece
that,
of that
whole
conversation.
entire,
Okay.
yeah. And I can provide a copy of that if you can't find it online.
I'll
Stop
I'll
by
search around
and
and see. I
Yeah.
think I don't remember
A
seeing
lot of things like bike trails. And,
trails, streets, everything city related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of projecting
Well, the population
where the
growth
town's
is
going to
just.
grow,
Mhm.
the area's going to grow. Some of that was done through some planning, and it's kind of, but I know, like Shelley has said, there's so much to capital improvement and maintaining what we have. It's hard
Before you
to
even
keep
even
get
ahead
look
or
at-
keep growing in the community, and we see lots of things that we'd like to have that are on the want list,
Mhm.
but the have to list has
Yeah.
to be taken care of first.
It's definitely a balancing
Yeah.
act.
Yeah, I mean it's all prioritization, right? Amongst
Right.
not just within Parks and Rec, but the whole
Everywhere.
city, right? There's so
Right.
much going on. So I get it.
And
I'm
like
just-
Centennial Park or
Right.
Centennial Event Center next state, that is the next,
But I saw that was
Focus.
fully
Project.
funded. That was amazing.
that's
And I mean, I
Definitely
thought
a
that was not outrageous, but it was a lot of money to match to get to.
mhm.
Oh, yeah, they
And
made the
I mean,
matching ones a
so
100,000. Yeah.
I mean, kudos.
Have they done anything like that in the past with the facility, like a private public partnership? Is that an option that would ever be out there to work up for raising funds for some of those wants that are kind of held back by the needs right now?
I don't recall any of it in the past like that. I'm trying to think.
There's some
Like they did
names on
with
some
Centennial
things.
Park,
Naming-
obviously
naming
has
rooms and
naming
stuff.
rights and et cetera, et cetera. I
Right.
was just curious if that would ever be in the works for any future expansion.
I would say we would because
Yeah.
similar to like with when the pools were added on,
Yeah.
we did a whole push and stuff with
Or
the
Jardines.
second gym.
Or Jardine,
yeah,
yeah.
Jardine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, any type of expansion, yes, I would say that would go out. Any support would be very welcome. I would.
Money.
Yeah, for
sure. Definitely.
Are we done with all of the pool, knock on wood, stuff from the last couple of years? The fixes? Or is there still some things out there not fully completed? I know you mentioned the overhead, but like I know we had the heating issue and we had, is all that stuff done?
What we know of.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I know it
somewhat
was
we
kind of a hot
have-
button issue for a couple of years. So
Yeah, the outdoor pool. I know Parks has helped us with. There's a crack in the outdoor pool wall that they've done their own fixes, and is it time that now we need to get a masonry person in to see
duct tape's
is
not
it
holding
still
anymore.
working or is it not working? That I think is
Right.
one big one that's kind of questionable right now.
Yeah, I think Ashley's talked about like bringing in somebody to come and check out
Just
the rest
do
of it.
a
'cause if
full,
it's
like,
just doing it there,
shakedown,
it's
yeah.
probably gonna
Yeah.
Right.
start
Right.
going everywhere.
Just think,
So-
since we're talking about upkeep long term, it's like I know pools are expensive. I mean, it's just an ongoing.
and it's 20, it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Just
Well,
to
and
me, it
it's
doesn't
in
even.
four. We have 4 extreme
yes.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
And another thing that's used heavily.
Heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was big enough in 2004, but it's not.
Right.
It's not anywhere
Right.
big enough now.
Yeah.
So.
And just a small suggestion: when you do upgrade, maybe you can have like a local sponsorship for the shampoo in the food, the locker room. I mean, it's nice to have it already there, like for Procter and Gamble. You know, if they are willing to sponsor the body wash
That's a
and
really
shampoo and
great
things,
idea.
you know, and put a label there, and I think that they might be willing to do that. And just make it, more fancy for people.
Could have Oral-B bring toothbrushes.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Always.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to ask about the facility rental. So I wonder how it works for like external fitness small business to rent your gym space for like fitness class. So I am with a fitness group, like small business. We used your gym space last winter. And I think the business owner is a bit struggling with keep using your gym space this current winter, saying that she needs to be employed by the city government in order to rent your space. I'm not exactly sure about the full story, but is she still able to rent your gym space for future, fitness class? Because if we do, then we might be coming back every single winter from like October, November-ish, all the way to May-ish, during the week.
Yeah, we have different categories as far as when it comes to programming. Any city staff run programs come first when it comes out to use of what space, what times, what days, etc. So the city programs come first. Then we open up. We have contract individuals where we take in the registration and 70% goes to contract instructors. So a lot of our fitness classes, be it water fitness and or land fitness classes right now, are usually on a contract basis. But
she is a
take in
standalone business.
And then the third, I guess, category of classes is those that just want to run space and do their own programming and just pay a rental fee.
Yeah.
They come in third. So you
you
have
mean like
city programs first scheduled, then the contracted programs are put in the system second, and then the third.
the
So if it is a private,
occupied.
yeah, if it's private and they don't want to do the 70-30 split of revenues, then it's hard to get scheduled within the facility.
Are you talking to the gymnasium or just a room like
The gym
extra,
space,
the gymnasium?
gymnasium? Yes.
Yeah, I mean in
That's
those
tough.
months,
So much
that's
going on.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
It's
not
tough.
really.
Okay, I'll pass
Usually-
the word.
Usually October through April, March, April
Yeah,
That's exactly
is
the
the
time that we
busiest
want.
time for any space within
I
the
would do
rec center.
fitness class at the mall.
yeah.
Fitness class.
Yeah, like in the hallway.
What time of day? What is it? I'm assuming evenings. then on-
Monday through Friday morning, 9:30 to 10:30.
So right now, all our pickleball programming,
and we don't have any
and
off sites at that time because the school's going.
schools
going.
going, so we don't have any offsite
Yeah.
gyms. So yeah, that's going to be tough during that period of time.
Okay, I'll pass the word then.
So you guys are pumping it at the mall?
Yeah, we push a stroller and then just do fitness, just do some exercises like in the center of the mall, and then we keep going for like 2 minutes and go to the next station.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
But we do want to come back, this gym, and we can keep the kids play at the campsite,
Mhm.
and then we jump in your office maybe.
If you want to have her give me a call, but because if they want to jump from
You know
just
what?
renting space to going to the contract program, we can
I
discuss
will
that.
see if she is willing to
So.
do that.
You could just go to Brian's office, pump some
There
weights,
you-
go upstairs.
Drop the kids with Brian. He's a great guy.
It would work.
I'll let my seniors that talk to me. I can let them watch the kids. and-
Yeah, put them together.
Yep.
Good for everyone.
there you go.
Good
Yep.
for everyone.
Yep.
Well, multi-generational.
Other questions?
One more small thing. The poster, like the flyer window, that's kind of so basically I like watching the flyers a lot, seeing what's going on and what new events, and then I wonder if it's possible like just to take off some expiring events, take it away, And then I wonder if it's possible, just to keep like leave a specific section for new flyers. So the reason is I keep looking at every single flyer to see if there is a new one coming out, and I look at every single one and find out, oh, they are all the old flyers.
What are you looking
Bulletin board.
on? What are you
Just look at what new events.
at the rec center? You're looking at the flyers.
The flyers,
The one
just
that's like right by
beside
the campsite.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Like when you
community
come
board.
in,
It's
yeah.
like the community.
Oh,
Yeah, that is the
that's-
community
yeah,
board
that's-
out when
So
you
do
first
people
come in
come-
the south entry.
Do people come and open the window and put on the flyer by
They come
themselves?
to the front desk and we
So do you
approve
guys-
it depending on what it is.
Some
but we
do. Some do open up and put it
But
themselves.
we do have flyers over by the front desk where you check in. There's all kinds of flyers there of programs that we're running currently and new ones, and rules of the rec center. All that stuff is on that board that's there.
But I think what she's saying is that community board's probably not being updated as.
Or like things
Oh,
are being
yeah.
taken off.
Like when the things are.
They take
It's
them
a
off
tough
when the
one.
date. They take them off when the date's normally done.
Mm.
But some of the
Some
stuff
are
stays
still
there if it
there.
doesn't have dates. So some of it will stay there for a while till they get tired of
Uh,
looking at it. So but so they do go and look at it and take things down.
Usually by the, I think, end of the month, end of every month, they
Go
staff
through it,
tries
yeah.
to get over there to go through it and see.
I just want to say
what can
I
be
enjoy
taken.
reading those flyers and see what I'm interested in. Just to keep updated. That would be nice. Sorry.
Along those same lines, one thing that we've started with communications is also doing a monthly activity sheet or email that goes
Yeah,
out.
I'm getting in the
I've been getting
listservs.
those. They're
Oh yeah,
very
those
good.
are great.
And that helps because some of those new programs that come, that did not make the activity guide, that might have started after the last
I like it.
thing, and that's
I really like that.
been created to help get that word out of
So
what's
is-
coming
Is
up.
that an email sent by the city government, like in general, or just?
It's
park
through
and
our
recreation?
communications department. Yeah.
I like
And
it.
it's kind of programs that we're kind of pushing or need more
Right.
people or just kind of what's going
Also
on.
notice the
Yeah.
new open house coming up. In
Yep.
Yeah.
April.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you want,
Yep.
that's what
One
I
thing
look-
though, I do think there are a lot of people that don't do email that are aging. Do you know what I mean? And I'm familiar with a couple people in my life that email is not their bag, and so it is nice to have flyers and other things.
And usually from that email from communications, when they put that out, I usually print out a bunch and put them in our flyer that's more closer to the front desk, not that necessarily the community as you walk in, but the flyers near the recreation front desk are usually the most current. And then that's what we make copies to put out for hard copies for those that might not get email. So
So who received this email? Like whoever.
you have to
signed up?
subscribe to it.
Opt-in.
Yep. And we can help you. It's on. You can take a hard copy and it shows right on there how to opt into them.
Do you have
And
a
it's-
Do you have a TV in the video board right when you walk
Yep.
in the rec center?
Yep.
Do you have stuff on there, like info on there?
Yep.
Like on, got that? Okay,
Communications does that too.
they
Yeah.
do that too. Cool.
It's there in the library. There's a TV in the library.
I knew there was a couple in there. I couldn't
There's one
remember
at
where they
City
were.
Hall
City
Hall, yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
That's good. We're always pushing about being good neighbors, and a good neighbor, if you know your neighbor is not, have email or whatever, and pass along something that might be interesting to them or their family. It's always
Yeah.
good. So I think we do a good job of trying, getting the publicity out there, and encourage everybody to share that. I think, yeah, you mentioned the open house, and that will be before our next meeting.
April 3rd
3rd, yeah.
is the next.
And
Or
that's
is
when
the
the
open
community's
house.
welcome to come out and
Yep. 4:30 to 6:30.
check everything out, right?
We'll have
And I know that just-
refreshments and something little food to eat and stuff like that. So
Tours. of the
tours if you want a
facility.
tour. Yep.
Actually, that just came out through the through the city website. I know I saw the.
It's being
Yeah, it was on that email.
popped out
Yeah.
there.
So-
Myself and Jonathan and Matt Messick from the rec side are on the committee to help do that. So, and Zach's on there too.
And again, that encourage you just to come and see. There may be something. That's when you see all the what's going on and what's there.
There'll be library
Some people
stuff
don't
and,
believe,
there'll
don't
be-
understand what is there.
Yeah, it's not just recreation, it's library
Oh,
and some
library.
other things. So
It is a
Library, slate,
community
and rec,
center.
all in one.
It is definitely a community center, as it should be. So, anything else? Do we have any questions, concerns?
Just one more quick question. Just curious how summer programming sign up is going. I know that opened up last week, 10 days ago, roughly.
Well, actually, just for the only thing that happened last week was for current Rexters to sign up for summer camp and next fall. That goes through this month. April 1st, like I said, the brochure comes out next week. So be looking for that. Hard copies can be picked up at the rec center.
First day of registration, I think we took in $106,000 on that one day.
For just current.
There was people standing in line.
No,
and-
but it's popping.
Yeah, but that's something like we haven't had people like standing in line. This time there was, so I don't know if there was more info out there. I don't know if the mama's page was talking it up. I heard that.
Someone
So-
mentioned that.
So there was people actually standing in line, which doesn't normal, but yeah. So there was a lot of interest this year in the summer.
And
summer
April
camp
1st,
program.
April 1st is the first day of registration for summer programming. So
'Cause some of the
That will
schools
be a
don't
big day.
offer like a summer program, so I think we're getting some of those as well. So,
Well, it's a definite problem for families.
yeah.
So what's okay? So the summer programs, like what times do they cover? Like times of the day? Is it
Basically
like an
from
8?
7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Whoa, that's amazing. And it costs how
There's-
much per week?
it depends on the week because one day
Some
out of
weeks
that
are
week
more.
they go to the field trip, and if the field trip costs more, then it
Just
might
like
be.
ish. Are we talking?
Oh,
Two-
geez,
210,
210 to
I mean, that's
20.
great.
I can't
though, the
remember.
time, the coverage starting at what age?
Kindergarten
Yeah.
through 6th grade.
Wow,
How many slots are there?
50, I
Wow.
think.
that's not much.
Wow.
So okay, question: like, how do you handle kids with educational challenges or other challenges? In terms of like, is that I'm just thinking because my son was just diagnosed with autism, and so that's something that I think about is like, would that be a solution for our family or probably not?
I would have you talk to Matt Fielder.
Okay.
And I think
He's
sometimes
directly-
it works out and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the kid
Uh-huh.
and what they're doing and what's going on. But I think we've had some that have done it. It just depends on how extreme it is, I think, because we don't have
You don't have like
we don't have people working
supplemental
there.
support.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yep. I mean, we have
But
high school and college
yeah,
age
I mean,
kids. So
a lot of times kids do really well.
yeah, it all depends on what's going on and maybe even that day. It could be that day is a bad day. Who knows?
I
Or
mean,
a good
that's
day.
definitely
Who
true.
know? So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of you'd have to talk to Matt.
You definitely
Fielder
don't. We don't definitely have the one-on-one.
Yeah.
level
Level
of
of
support. But yeah,
support,
just
right.
wondering because like it's even harder when you have any additional challenges to find support.
And if
Right.
you're going to Adventureland or something, you kind of want to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. And, each of those counselors have people they're supposed to take care of when they go in small groups to,
Yeah, and that could be
Different-
like highly stimulating.
yes.
But Matt Fielder would be the best. I mean, he's
They go to
In charge of-
Adventureland?
Yep. Adventureland. Yep. They go to Waterloo. They go to the water
fun
park.
Sign up for
zone
this.
down in
Yeah.
Fun zone.
Burlington or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to volunteer, you can come help. You can Park and Rec Day, park board member.
Well, I tell you what, my 4-H camp, we didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
We identified the
Kids.
lead.
It's the first question every year from my son is when's Adventureland week?
Yep.
He's gonna make
Wow.
sure he's in that one. So
Pretty something.
And actually, I think he did it twice this year.
I think so.
I think some of the popular ones were going twice now.
And then we have
Because of-
junior counselors, which is kind of kids that kind of got too old for the summer camp, so they kind of help with the program and
Is
get
that
to go
like
in
middle school age?
Yep, so they can help out and
That's cool.
do that. They get to go to all the fun things too. So
You should have senior counselors.
there you go.
Oh, write that down. Matt,
I'm like,
if you're ever running,
Yeah.
We
Oh
could have-
gosh.
we could have
Tim, I
a-
think
a
Gwen's
senior-
bored, and maybe you should get her on that applying for
Yeah.
the landscaping duties.
senior camp, trip to the ball game, or
So yeah, I think
Please
summer registration overall is going to be pretty
I heard
heavy.
it was going gangbusters. That's why I asked. I was just
Yeah.
curious. Yeah.
Because that's got to be like a lot of people want that. I would think that would be highly competitive.
My
It
wife
is.
was one of those people in line there.
Was
So,
she?
yeah.
Yep.
she-
Yeah.
Did you heard?
I wasn't getting up that early. I said, you know me, like you. This is on you.
And of course, it's
6 a.m. I don't think so.
we're limited by staff, facilities, numbers, and as we'd like to serve everybody, but it just isn't
But
possible.
for the money and the coverage,
Yeah, that's
that's
a great deal.
massive.
Yeah.
It's
Only so
you know,
much space and so many,
Yep.
I mean, I think we could find more staff members, but where do you put all the
Right,
kids and put all the,
yeah,
Stack them.
Yeah.
They're short.
yeah, yep.
as we go.
Yep.
well,
These aren't bad
Yep.
things to have. It's just difficult to kind of work through and try to figure out, because we can't take everybody, in those kind of situations.
yeah, yeah. It's,
So is it? It's first come first serve, right? That's
Well,
why it's
first it's the people that are currently in our
Currently in the before and after school program.
and
Okay.
people that were in it last year, I think also was involved in that. So they kind of have the first dibs, and then
We have
after
1
that,
month.
But this is the program where you said people just kind of wander off if they're not interested.
No,
that's
no.
That's the middle schoolers. Oh, that's the night riders.
that's the night riders.
Yeah.
Oh, because your little kid can't just be like
No.
that.
No, we hope they don't wander off.
We got a big picture of this.
Side
Right,
effect
it's
stuff.
like,
Say that louder into
Selling
the mic.
feature.
They don't-
That's
let
when
children
we start to
wander off.
panic when
Yeah.
we see the little ones walking around.
yeah.
Where are
Second
you
graders
supposed to
like,
be?
nope.
Who's your insurance carrier?
we've got
we see
most
enough of-
we've got most ages taken care of.
We see enough of the kids at the campsite that the parents are working on one kid and the kid just wanders away, and they're like, you can see the panic on their face.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
normally they're not far; or they're with Matilda or whatever. So
Yeah, we definitely have to.
Matilda.
We definitely have to walk down to the library. I had to take one child had a toy from the library that had wheels. He had come all the way from the library, all the way down the hallway, all the way to the second gym. I kind of said, I don't see any adults coming around. And so I just approached him. I said, "Did you get that at the library?" I said, "Let's take it back to the library." I walked him all the way back to the library, and it was just when we got to the library main desk that the mom was like, "Where was he?" He made it all the way down to the second gym.
She had a
So,
very good book.
so I mean, it happens definitely within our facility that, hey, where's the parent or where's the counselor?
Okay,
Thank you.
I do have a library question, even though I know this isn't library board. Is Matilda the OG Matilda, or has Matilda had multiple replacements? Because I have been here since 2015, and there has been a Matilda. And is she?
That's classified.
that is, we can't
I was
discuss
like,
that.
it occurred to me one day. I'm like, Matilda's getting pretty elderly. Like,
Matilda's really old. Yes.
she is.
No, I don't.
It's just like
I'm not,
sometimes she
I'm
looks
not
a
going to break
little-
I
anybody's
think
heart,
somebody
so.
should clarify who Matilda is. For
I
anybody
feel like
watching,
we need to cut
Matilda's
this
the
meeting
guinea
off.
guinea pig at the library.
Yeah,
is
I know,
Matilda's the
but-
guinea pig in the library.
she's gonna, And I also want on the record that sometimes her bum is a little
We-
clean.
We have to remember that we our audience, So
Hey,
we're
I'll
giving-
take it. I'll
giving
take
him
it. It's
give
all on
correct
me.
information. Okay.
You know, I've said Amy should run for city council. I've said this time and time again.
We need truth,
All right.
not lies in government.
Guinea
Is
pig.
Matilda the same Matilda?
I think as we always look forward to our next meeting, I think the date is on our agenda, isn't it?
April.
April, first Thursday in April
some
will
of
be
this out.
what?
I have the 4th.
Yeah, so it is, the next
Oh.
meeting is, so on the agenda, correct, is the 4th.
The 4th of April.
This was the,
Oh, dear.
yeah, so April 4th, the night after the open house at the community center. So next meeting, April 4th. And so if we survive April Fools, we'll be here in our fine form. So do I entertain a motion to adjourn?
A motion.
You'll second?
Any objection? Meeting adjourned.
I tell you what.